So I have got a pretty cool new brand that I am working with called Rugged Munitions. They are a new ammo company on the block, which is not an easy industry to get into, nor is it cheap. But they came to me, they need branding. We're going to market this thing, sell it, and try to break into a very saturated market. So we're actually going to be doing 3 different lines of ammunition to start with. I'm going to explain how we're structuring these because I think it's important to understand with what kind of business maybe you have, the pros and cons of each. So there's 2 different ways that you can structure this. There's a house of brands or a branded house. And I first learned about this from Marty Newmeyer, who's kind of like the brand strategist OG. Here's how it works. I'm going to do a really poor visual explanation in Photoshop so you guys can understand. So let's say that you own a bakery, and this bakery is very popular and you make really good cakes and muffins and cookies and all the other things that a bakery makes. And because it's so popular, you get the idea to make a pre-made cake mix, like in a box. So the question is, do you put that under your current brand name, under the name of the bakery, or do you create another brand for it? In this case, I would say that you put them under the same one because the products are closely related enough that it makes sense. You're already known for baked goods, so you making a pre-made baked good that somebody has to bake themselves is pretty in line with what you already do. It also makes your marketing more consistent. You can be more efficient because you only have to market one brand rather than different products. And all of the good reviews and the goodwill and the reputation that you have will help carry over. If you announce, hey, we're going to make pre-made cake mixes now, you can buy and you can go home and you can make your own with our special ingredients or whatever, that trust has already been built. And so it makes launching that a little bit easier. This is called a branded house. You're putting all of your products, offerings, services, whatever it is that you sell, under one name because they're all congruent and related to each other. This is not what we're doing for Rugged Munitions. What we are doing is called a house of brands. This is the opposite version. So the example that Marty Newmeyer gives, which I think is the best one because it paints such a good picture, is the brand Hidden Valley. You've probably heard of. They make salad dressing. You've probably had salad dressing from Hidden Valley. It's delicious, right? It's not, but we're just going to pretend that it is. So you've got Hidden Valley salad dressing. Do you know who owns that brand? It's Clorox, the brand best known for bleach. So you can imagine why you would not want to put a Clorox logo on a Hidden Valley bottle. Doesn't make it very appealing, very appetizing, right? So this is why Clorox has what's called a house of brands. It's a bunch of individual brands, usually with very different products, very different audiences, all structured under one kind of umbrella, right? Clorox being the umbrella brand, and there's other ones like Procter and Gamble, Johnson and Johnson. They all make a ton of different products with different individual brands, right? So that's actually what I recommended Rugged Munitions do. So the RM brand is not really going to be the one that we promote and that we market because the offering is so wide. So what we're doing instead is we're taking each individual line of ammo and we're branding it specifically for its audience. Now, I don't recommend this for new entrepreneurs or new business owners because it gets very expensive. It gets very time consuming because you're basically marketing different businesses, right? Instead of one overall brand, you have to market all of these, which can get really time consuming and complicated. But with RM specifically, they are serial entrepreneurs. RM is not their first business. This is a husband and wife team. They've started several other businesses that are very successful. And so they have the means and the team in place in order to do this in a way that will be efficient and make sense. So that's what we decided to do. So with all of that out of the way, all of the strategy stuff, I'm going to show you guys one of the lines that we're doing. It's called Range Rat. This is inexpensive ammo for people that just want to go out, public land and shoot at trash with their buddies. This was a really fun one for me because we're going to target this at millennials, which I'm a millennial, and it's also going to be for people that shoot, which I shoot. So I'm in this audience. So it's really fun to brand something that you'll also use. And it also gives me a little bit of an edge because I understand the audience, and where I'm in the culture, I understand the language that they use, which is a really important part of being able to brand and market something, is understanding the audience, one, but also understand how they talk and how they talk to each other. It makes RM look like they're actually a part of the community, and you can tell because of the language that they use and the way that they speak to these different audiences. So the plan with the range wrap box, and this is not going to be the most straightforward packaging design I've ever done, but it's going to be really cool. I'm going to make individual stickers. They won't actually be stickers. I'm just going to make them look like they're stickers. And we're going to sticker bomb the box because we're doing sublimated boxes, so we can print all over and in any color that we want. And so my idea is to take a bunch of famous logos, like the Taco Bell logo or the Starbucks logo or the Waffle House logo or whatever, and style it and use it as rugged munitions rather than Starbucks, rather than Waffle House, whatever, right? So I'm going to do a whole bunch of these. I'm going to take those, I'm going to put those into Photoshop, and that's when I'm going to add the actual sticker texture. So some of them will look ripped, it'll look, they'll be peeled in spots, it'll have that paper texture on them. This is what is actually going to make it look like a sticker. And then to be able to communicate this idea to the owners, because they're not super visual, that's why they're hiring me, right? I'm going to find a box mock-up that is somewhat comparable to the boxes that we'll be using. We actually don't know what kind of boxes we're using yet, so I just kind of have to guess. But I'm going to take a mock-up, I'm going to put that sticker bomb texture on it, and then we're going to see what that looks like so they can kind of see what it is that I have planned in my head. So I'm gonna go make a whole bunch of stickers.
Poem from the 90s. I don't do the nay-nay. Bitch, I'm out that low main. My girl, she work at Payway. I promise you not every white person in love with mayonnaise. Okay, I lied. Every white person in love with...
That was a lot of stickers. I sped the video up, but it took about 45 minutes to make all of these. So now what I have to do is I'm gonna put these in Photoshop and actually give it the sticker texture. Because right now they're just kind of plain shapes, basically. It wouldn't look very good. So I want to use the sticker mock-up that I have from Flyerwork, which is, his stuff is awesome. But I'm going to use that. I'm going to add, some rips, some tears, some texture, some depth to these to make it actually look like they are real stickers. And another idea that I have, and this is something that we're going to be doing for all of the lines, is I want the box to serve a dual purpose. So it ships in the box, obviously. It has to be contained in the box. But I want people to feel like they're getting a little bit extra that they didn't pay for. And it's a good surprise, right? Like, everybody likes surprises. So my idea for this, because of the audience being, how do I say this? Cheap asses. It's not cheap ammo, but this is inexpensive ammo that you're just going out there just to burn, right? Like, you're not competition shooting, you're not doing any of that. But to kind of poke fun at that a little bit and to infuse a little bit of humor into it, what I want to do is put a target on the box so that they can take the box and unfold it and shoot at literal trash, being the box that they were going to throw away anyway. So like, hey, here's a free target because you're cheap. I also got the idea, and this logistically might not work out, but I threw this to the owners, is to ship literal trash in with the boxes, because there's always empty space, because we'll have the actual box that the ammo comes in, and then you'll put that in a box to ship it in, right? So like, throw some pop cans or some like old hairspray bottles or whatever and be like, here, you broke ass, like, here's some targets to shoot at because you can't afford them or whatever. Again, just kind of poking fun at it. Like, they know what kind of ammo they're buying and they know why, so it's just a fun little thing that tells them like, hey, we get it, like, you're good, and it gives the brand some cool factor, which is something that, like, people don't want to talk about it because, oh, you can't, it's not like a marketing principle or whatever. People like stuff that's cool, period. It's okay. Like, be cool. And this is going to be cool. So I think this is going to work out. I'm going to texture all of those stickers and kind of figure out what I want to do with this target, and then I'll show you guys a little bit of that design process. I'm probably going to have to speed it up a whole lot because this is going to take a while, and then yeah, we'll see where we're at.
1990 something, 1990 something, 1990 something, 1990 something.
So I got hello. Oh, did that hurt? It hurt me. You shocked me. I'm in my spare bedroom and the dog likes to jump on the bed and stare at me. So I've got all of the stickers textured. I've put them on the mock-up, and I took one of the USPCA targets, and instead of just using that, because they're cardboard targets, right? They're kind of boring. Put our little flair on it, did some different colors, and did some funny little messages instead of, the A zone, B zone. It's like, he's dead, that's good enough, wow, you suck, stuff like that. Again, reinforcing the brand through all of these touch points that we're going to have. I don't know if this is the final, like for the target. I'm kind of on it. I like the funny messages and stuff, but visually I want more of the stickers to poke through, so I may have to tweak that and do a couple different things there. But super excited with how this turned out. I think it's going to be a really, really like stand out on a shelf sort of packaging, which is great. Because if you look at this compared to like a green Remington box or like the white Winchester box, it grabs your attention immediately because it's so different and it stands out. So I think that this is going to be really, really cool. I'm very excited to actually get the product and use it, which is another awesome thing about my job, is like they'll send it to me to do product photos and stuff like that, but I actually get to also use the product, which is fun. So very excited about this. We do have 2 more lines that I am going to be designing, and I will be documenting those. We have Bone Collector, which is for hunters, and they want to show I guess you'd call it the spiritual relationship between animal and hunter, which is really, really cool. I've got some awesome ideas for that, but I'm going to have to wait until we're not snowed in to do that because I have to do it outside. So, and then we've also got Deadeye, which is match grade competition ammo. So that's going to be also very, very fun to do. So if you're interested in that, you can subscribe and like and do all of the things that you know to do because you are an adult. That's all I got. So I haven't come up with like a clever video outro yet. So